Hello there, my name is Barry, and in today's video I am going to give you my top picks for guitars this Christmas 2025. I have compiled a list of my top 3 picks for beginner and kind of maybe next level electric guitars and some amplifiers to get your kids rocking this Christmas. That list is linked in the description below, and it is an affiliate link, meaning that if you purchase anything off that link using that link, it won't cost you anything extra, but it supports the channel with just the smallest couple of pennies. Before we get into it, my channel is all about all things music related, all things music lifestyle related, gear demos, gig vlogs, guitar lessons, all that kind of stuff. So if that's your vibe, please make sure and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and maybe send this video on to someone who's looking to buy an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar for a beginner guitarist in their life. Parents, grandparents, cousins, aunties, uncles, dogs, people that clean your house, everybody. Anyway, enough of that. Let's head over to the list. So all of these links are available on Amazon, because I thought that was just the easiest place to compile a list like this. Everybody uses Amazon. Everybody can access Amazon no matter where you are in the world. I'm going to start off with my recommendation for an acoustic guitar. Everybody thinks that you need to start off learning guitar on an acoustic. That's not true at all. An electric guitar and an acoustic guitar are two totally separate individual instruments. Yes, they have 6 strings. Yes, you play the same chords and the same music on them, but they are two totally different vibes, and they feel totally different under your fingers. So before you reach out to anyone and ask, should I get him an acoustic? Should I get her an electric? Ask them, do they want to play acoustic or electric? Ask them what sort of music they like. Do they like heavy metal music? They don't want an acoustic guitar, they want an electric guitar. Do they like Taylor Swift? Most likely they're looking for an acoustic guitar, but speak to the person that you are buying for first of all. Anyway, back we go. So this is my kind of top recommendation for an acoustic guitar for a beginner. It's £133 and it's available on Prime, so it'll be here like maybe not next day delivery, but the day after. It is a smaller bodied acoustic than like your full size Dreadnought acoustic. But the advantage of that is that, number one, it's a smaller body for smaller people to be able to get their arm around, right? Also, smaller guitars are slightly more comfortable to play. Acoustic guitars, the strings are quite stiff. So the fact that the neck and the body is sort of compressed, it makes those strings slightly slinkier and nicer under your fingers to play, especially for beginners. This guitar also, as you may be able to see from the photos, has a pickup system built into it. That means that this guitar will grow with you as a guitarist. You can pick this guitar up on day one, learn your first few chords, and as you get better and want to perform, this guitar will grow with you. You can plug this guitar into a PA system and do a full-blown gig on it. I would have absolutely no issues or qualms whatsoever with taking this guitar with me to a gig. In fact, I actually might buy this guitar for myself as a little guitar to take along to gigs. Comes with a case also. There it is. Rare enough nowadays for guitars to come with cases. This one comes with a case. That is my top recommendation for a beginner acoustic guitar. It's the Ibanez, I don't even know the model. The Ibanez, oh here we go. The Ibanez V44 Mini-OPN V Series. Now before I get into electric guitars, the difference between buying an acoustic guitar and buying an electric guitar is that you buy an acoustic guitar and you have everything you need, bar maybe a plectrum. You have everything you need to start playing. It makes it sound by itself and all that kind of jazz, and you don't need anything extra. The thing with an electric guitar is that you need to buy an amplifier with it, because an electric guitar doesn't make a sound unless you plug it in. I'm going to show you 2 options. One is an all-together package that has the electric guitar, amplifier, cable, everything that you need to get started. And I'm also going to show you some guitars by itself and then an amplifier as well. You need to be careful when you're buying beginner sets, because a lot of them are absolutely dirt. They're terrible. You could spend 150, 200 pounds on a beginner guitar set and waste every last penny of that, because they are going to sound terrible, they're going to play terrible, it's going to be terrible quality. The most important thing in choosing an instrument is that you get something that, number one, the person wants, and number two, is going to inspire that person to actually pick it up and play. Because if it plays terribly, they're not going to want to pick it up and play, in which case you've wasted all your money. I have personal experience with this particular set, and while I would never myself play this guitar, I think for the money, this is as good as you're going to get for this Christmas 2025. This is the Donner electric guitar set. Now, Donner are a brand that have been sort of up and coming over the past couple of years, and they started out as just like a generic brand of musical instruments, so the guitars, drums, keyboards, cables, that type of thing, without any real amazing quality to them. But they've gotten really, really good over the past couple of years. This set in particular is quite decent for the money. £160, £159.99 is not an awful lot of money to spend on a guitar, first of all, but for getting all of this stuff with it, you're actually not doing too bad at all. So as you can see, it comes with a case. You get the guitar, which has a humbucker in the bridge, which is this pickup here. See the kind of double pickup? Just gives it a bit more of a rocky sound. You get an amplifier. That's not going to rattle the foundations of the house. It's going to make the guitar sound. It's not going to sound amazing, but it is going to sound like an electric guitar, and it's battery powered, so you're sucking diesel. Something I didn't realise, it's got a coil split. That is actually phenomenal in a guitar this at this price range. I didn't look at that before I started recording. That's caught me totally off guard. At £160 for this beginner set, and for it to come with a coil split, that's amazing. That just means that the humbucker can be split into two separate pickups. If you don't know what that means, you don't need to know what that means. Just know that it is a fantastic, amazing, very professional feature on a guitar that costs this amount of money. So you get your guitar in a gig bag. Looks like a nice gig bag. You get a capo, you get a cable, you get a tuner, you get your amp, you get a strap, you get the whammy bar, you get picks, you get extra strings. For £159.99, you will not go wrong at all. That is my top pick for a beginner electric guitar set, that you just buy that set and everything you need comes with it. And then finally, I'm going to show you a guitar that is a bit of a step up. Now, I've got so much experience with these guitars. These are jet guitars. So many of my students have these, and they are phenomenal. They've gone up in price by about £50 since this time last year, because they used to be 150 quid. They're now 209, you can see there. But you will not get a better guitar for this price brand new. You just simply will not. I've reviewed these things extensively on my channel. I've spoken about them so many times. They are absolutely phenomenal. The build quality is great. The playability is second to none in this price bracket. I've got really expensive guitars that play just as well as these guys for a fraction of the cost. And they've got a roasted maple neck, which is something that used to only be available on like things like the Fender Custom Shop, which is going to cost you thousands, and it's on this for £200. You will not go wrong. The one thing about this guitar is that you don't get anything with it. I don't even think it comes with a gig bag. So that might be something that you want to consider, and I'm going to leave some links in the list to what, like gig bags, accessories, strings, cables, that sort of thing. Again, if you use those links, I get a little bit of a commission, but it doesn't cost you anything at all extra. I'm going to show you two versions of this guitar. This is the standard version, which has three single coil pickups in it, and then this is the separate this is the second version of it, which is £10 more, and for that you get a humbucker in the bridge. Remember I was speaking about that double pickup? See this black one underneath the strings? That is a humbucker. There's basically two single pickups stuck together in a sandwich to make a double pickup, and it just makes it sound a little bit more rocky. Going back to that Donner one, the humbucker split, that basically just splits this double one into a single one, and it gives you a different sound. That's the only difference between these two guitars. For a tenner more, I would probably go for the one with the humbucker, but it all depends on, some people might not actually like the aesthetic of having the humbucker. I personally don't like the aesthetic of having a humbucker in a Strat style guitar like that. I would prefer to have 3 single coils, but you do you. It's there in the list. Finally, some amplifiers. Now, I have reviewed this particular amplifier on my channel. I actually have one right back there. I reviewed this on my channel not too long ago. I'll leave the link to that in the description of this video as well. It is the JOYO Jam Buddy. Now, there is a version 2 of this amp that if you can get in your part of the world, I would strongly advise to have a look at that one. It is the same price as this. At the moment on Amazon, this is $79.99, or you can get a used one on Amazon for like £56. There's the version 2 of this amp. I've only seen it available on Thomann at the moment. The reason I like this pedal so much is because from the word go, it instills really good workflows in your playing. The 2 buttons control the different sounds that you can get out of the amplifier. You can control, you can link your phone to this via Bluetooth and play the music through it and then jam along. There's so much scope for this. It's also battery powered, so well, rechargeable battery powered. So I think this is probably the most versatile amplifier that you can get for a beginner. Does it sound amazing? No. Does it sound good? Absolutely. It is perfectly usable for a beginner or for someone that just wants to practice along. It is not going to be too loud. You can plug headphones in even if it is too loud. But that is absolutely my top recommendation for a beginner. I've got another recommendation of something that just sounds better. Way less features, but it sounds better. And that is the Boss Katana Mini. I've had one of these for years. They are excellent. They sound so good for an amp this size. Now it's £98, so it's a little bit more expensive than the JOYO one. But it will sound infinitely better. There are a couple of different channels on it. As you can see, you've got brown, crunch, clean. That just gives you different sounds. You cannot switch. You can't change those sounds with a foot switch. Is the only downside to this one. But at this level, for me, that's probably the best sounding practice amp in this price range. You could spend £100 and get a much bigger amp, but it won't sound as good as this, in my opinion. So there you have it. That is my top recommendations for Christmas 2025, or for just getting started playing guitar in 2025 for anybody at all, Christmas or otherwise. Like I said, this entire list has been put together and there is a link to it in the description of this video. You don't have to use that link, but if you do use that link, it is an affiliate link. It will give the channel a little bit of a kickback at no extra cost to you. And let me know in the comments, have I left anything out? Do you want to know any more information about any of them? Anything at all. Send me a question and I will do my best to answer it, I suppose. And I'll see